Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, Season 2 of Vanguard and Warzone is officially here, and normally when these seasons happen, I like to make update videos talking about everything that's new in the seasons, but I've figured a lot of you kind of already see that. You see the patch notes, there's many other videos out there on that, so what I wanted to do was a little bit different this season. I might go back to what we did before next season, but this season what I'm going to do is give you guys a review of what I think of everything that they have added into the season. We're going to go over zombies, we're going to go over Vanguard, and we're going to go over Warzone, and I'm just going to highlight some of my overall thoughts on this update, what it adds to the game, what it doesn't, and my overall opinions on it. We're going to start out with zombies because I have the least to say on that, then we're going to move into multiplayer, and then finish off with Warzone, which is probably the thing I have the most to say on, and I think is the most interesting. But first, let's start out at the beginning with a little bit of zombies. Zombies. It's an interesting year for zombies because last year with Black Ops Cold War, it was actually one of my favorite parts of the game. I would frequently, just on my own, go play some zombies, level up some weapons, grind out some levels, things along those lines. And then this year came along with Vanguard, and needless to say, I really did not enjoy what they did with the zombies mode. Now, what I assumed after they put that out at the very beginning is when we were going to get DLC maps, which is what happened with Season 2, we would get a more conventional zombies map, a round-based map, no portals or anything like that, but that is not what happened. Instead, they doubled down on this new system of zombies, and needless to say, there's really not much for me to say about it other than I don't like it. Now, I want to give them a little bit of credit here because I don't think with a mode like zombies, you can continue to do the same things over and over again. That's something Black Ops Cold War actually did really good. They took the conventional zombies mode, the round-based mode, and added some really good changes to it. For example, starting out with your normal loadout or class weapon. That's something that wasn't conventionally in zombies, and other various changes, I think all added to the zombies mode to make it really, really good, and in my opinion, one of the best zombies modes overall. However, this year with Vanguard, they went even further, took a bigger risk, which you have to give them credit for. I don't think they can do the same thing with every Call of Duty game and expect people to keep playing. So I think that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's very clear at this point, people just don't really like this. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. It just seems less sequential. You're forced to do these as objectives. There's not really a round-based system. There is a portal-based system. That's at least the best way I can describe it. And all in all, I feel like players don't enjoy it. Personally, I don't enjoy it. Now, I think it's cool what they're doing with the map. I like the aesthetic of it, but all in all, it's just not really my cup of tea when it comes to a mode like this, a co-op mode, a survival mode, whatever you want to call it. It's just not what I like in it. It almost makes it feel a little bit more like an objective mode than it does a survival mode, and to me, that's just not zombies. I'm okay with them taking risks and trying out things, but when people don't like it, I wouldn't love to see them continue with this formula in the future seasons. I would much rather them go back to a conventional zombies map. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'm not going to dive into the other new things that they added, like weapons, perks, and things like that. I just wanted to put out my opinion on the new zombies map. So this is another difficult one for me to get my opinions across on because I have to first talk about my opinions on the Vanguard multiplayer and then tell you what I think of Season 2. So as far as the multiplayer for Vanguard goes, I actually like it. I think it's a pretty good multiplayer game. Yes, it had some very overpowered weapons that weren't adjusted for a while. I didn't like that, but I have a problem with the multiplayer and it's very hard for me to explain. And it's the same problem I actually had with Call of Duty World War II. I didn't think World War II was inherently a bad multiplayer game, but for some reason, when I play these games, I just get very bored of them. And I don't know why. I can't really put my finger on it, but I don't know if it has to do with the setting. I don't know if it has to do with the kill streaks, but generally speaking, when I play Call of Duty, there's a couple of reasons that keep me playing. Well, number one, I want to do better, and one thing that like kind of brings me forward and wants me to do better and better is the kill streaks. When there's good kill streaks you can earn and you try to get them every single game, it makes me want to play more. And that's actually one thing they did with this season is they added that high-end kill streak with the ball turret gunner. It's a 12 kill streak, and when I play the game, I have something to go for every game that's not insane like a 25 kill streak. Those just don't happen every game for me. Can they happen? Yes, but it's not an every game thing. Whereas now when I use that ball turret gunner, I feel like I actually have something to work for every single game. Similarly, with Black Ops Cold War, I found that game boring because of the kill streak system, because literally every game I could get whatever the highest kill streak or score streak that I wanted was, because it continued after you died, and I just got very bored of that. So this helps this season with that extra kill streak, with another reason for me to keep playing. Similarly, they added in new perks and things along those lines, which I like as well. Personally, I'm not really going to use them, but I do like that they are adding that kind of thing into the game to keep it a little bit more fresh. So by adding more free maps, kill streaks, weapons, things along those lines, it does keep it fresh. It gives me something to level up, and I do like that, and I think they did a very good job with that this season, but it doesn't fix the other problem that I have with multiplayer. The other reason why I'd continue to play multiplayer, if I think way back into the day, like when I started playing, or just shortly after that with Modern Warfare 2, one of the things that I loved was getting into a lobby with people, playing those people, talking smack, and then staying in that lobby the next game and literally trying to just beat them into the ground to prove that I'm a better player. With a new system in Call of Duty, with parties disbanding after every single game, it makes it so that literally never happens, and because of that, I get bored of the game quicker. Now, I truly believe that there's other reasons why I get bored of Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer, but it's very hard for me to put my finger on, and I wish I had a better answer to explain it, but that's it. So overall, I think that this update with Season 2 made the multiplayer better, but I still have my same kind of feelings where I'll play it for an hour or play it for an hour and a half and just be like, okay, I'm done for the night. It's not like other games like Modern Warfare 2019 where I could literally play all night long, finish the night off and be like, yeah, that was fun. For some reason, I don't have this with this. I gave you a couple reasons why, but I don't really know for sure why that feeling persists with me. But hey, at least this update made that a little bit better. Now, let's talk about things that got a lot better. So I told you guys at the beginning of the year, this was going to be the year that I didn't hold back any punches and gave you my honest opinion on things. And to be honest with you guys, since the Cold era came out and Warzone Pacific was added, it is the least I have played Warzone since the very, very beginning. And I think the reason for that is I just found the Caldera and Warzone at the time very, very slow. And that is not my cup of tea. And I think a couple of reasons for that was the loadout changes that they had made. And on top of that, the map just played differently. And up until Season 2, I couldn't really put my finger on what that change was that just made it feel slower. As it turns out, it was a part of the map, but a part of the map that I didn't expect. The thing that they added in with Season 2 that I think makes the biggest difference out of anything we've seen in Warzone so far is the balloons. With the balloons, you can fly up in the air, fly off, and get to a new location very, very quickly. And it allows you to play a lot more aggressively, get around the map faster, get more gunfights, and just be more aggressive. Now, this didn't exist in Verdansk, but it still felt different. And I think the reason for that is in Verdansk, they had a lot taller buildings. So you could run up those buildings, go up them with zip lines, and then jump off, and then span that large location. In the Caldera, there was nothing like that, so you were forced by either taking a vehicle or running on foot to whatever that next gunfight may be. Adding in these balloons is amazing, and I would have loved if they were on the overall Verdansk map as well. I would love to feel what that would feel like. Also, they made other changes with the movement mechanics, including the parachute, which I do really enjoy as well. They fixed a ton of bugs, mantling problems, things along those lines, and I have to say, after playing for the past couple of nights, this is the best Warzone has felt in a very, very long time for me. Now, my one complaint is they made a lot of weapon changes, but it feels as though the weapon changes they made really didn't do a lot, or the patch notes were simply wrong. I could make a separate video on that if you'd like. We definitely have to do some best loadouts now that I'm playing the game a little bit more again. But as far as this update, this is the best thing to happen to Warzone in a very long time, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they are going to do next and how the game will evolve on the Caldera moving forward. I can't express enough how big of a difference those balloons actually make. So honestly, as far as the Season 2 update goes, I think the best thing that has been added is the changes to Warzone. It feels the best since launch, and I'm really enjoying playing it as of now. So if you guys haven't played Warzone in a while, if you were like me and were just kind of burnt out from it, now is the time to hop back in, give it a try, especially if you're an aggressive player. I really recommend those balloons. It makes the game a whole lot more fun for me. Now, to end off talking about Warzone, I just wanted to quickly talk about something that actually Infinity Ward and Activision said in their little meeting last week, that Warzone feels bloated, and it does. There are so many different weapons and different things from various different games, from Modern Warfare to Black Ops Cold War to now Vanguard. The game just feels like a lot, too much in my opinion, and maybe you disagree with me about this, and you can feel free to let me know down in the comments. But as far as this game goes, Picture yourself picking it up and playing it for the very first time. Maybe this season brought you into it. You heard about the balloons, the redeploy balloons, and you're like, hey, sounds sweet. You hop in, and there's over 100 weapons that you need to level up. And a lot of them level up very, very slowly. That is a lot to jump into and a very large barrier to entry. And I think what we will see with Warzone 2 releasing, hopefully this coming up year, is that when those amount of weapons go down and the barrier to entry is a little bit lower, I think a lot more fresh faces will come into the game and people will start enjoying it a lot more. It feels bloated, and I don't really know an answer to that, but that's my feelings on it. It feels much better in Season 2. There's a lot of content there, and if you're new to the game, you're going to struggle getting into this one. But like I said, if you disagree, let me know what you think down in the comments. Those are just kind of my overall thoughts on Season 2. Overall, I think it's a big positive. It's the most complete Vanguard has felt. Definitely the most complete Warzone Pacific has felt. My only real downside is zombies. But like I said, let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe to stay up to date on my videos. We got something special coming on Friday. We're going back to a little bit more story content. I'm excited for it. You'll see what we're doing. But stay tuned Friday. Looking forward to it. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for